Hello and welcome to the B2 Football Podcast. I'm Chris Lappin and I'm joined this week by Nick Davey.
Good evening.
And Tim Kendrick.
Good evening.
I'm Richard Haywardson.
Good evening.
You all good, lads?
Yeah, now I've heard Richard's sexy good evening.
What's that sexy on to that?
I think the only place to start is the disaster in Germany is Man United's crash out of the Champions League. And now enter I think we can all agree is the superior Europa League.
Uh-huh.
On Thursday to the night to be. So.
It's not on Channel 5 though anymore.
Sorry?
It's not on Channel 5 anymore.
You're both talking at the same time. What?
Go on, Richard.
Go on, Anthony.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I said it's not on Channel 5 anymore. It's a shame.
Well, I don't mind it changing because I had to miss last night's football because my wife decided to watch the Great Britain Throwdown of pottery.
Why was she watching the old thing on ITV, which with Jack Whitehall presenting? The Royal Variety performance.
Because she likes this pottery programme.
Pottery's a bit
So
boring.
I was going through the BBC website updates.
Yeah.
We're old school, we have one TV in our house.
Well, I watched the game, so I'll say what I thought of it. I watched Wolfsburg quite a bit. I watched the German league, and Wolfsburg were a very attacking side. And I think the game was more how great Wolfsburg were than how poor United were. I thought United were the most aggressive I've seen them all season. They were attacking more than they usually do. They weren't playing their slow passing style. And look where it ended up. I think the slow style gets criticised way too much, and it showed yesterday with Wolfsburg attacked a weaker defence because of they were too offensive. I thought.
I think United struggled though the fullback situation that they ended up with two kids, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't think either of them were at fault. They weren't the reasons why we lost. We lost from set pieces in general, and it was Varela made a few mistakes. Borthwick was generally okay, but I don't think the fullbacks were at fault. It was set pieces and it was silly mistakes. Didn't keep the ball well enough as well as we normally do because we were trying to play too quickly for me.
Wasn't Schweinsteiger at fault for one?
Yeah, he had a poor game yesterday. He had a poor game and he has been rightly criticised.
I reckon he just played bad on purpose.
I don't think he did that. He just couldn't get into the game at all. He did look tired, as Chris says.
So is anyone actually surprised by the results?
No, I think we did it last week, didn't we? Or the week before that, we thought United were going to go out.
I thought United would struggle, but I'm surprised that they've gone out of the Champions League overall. But I think the main reason they're out of the Champions League is because of the draw against Ajax. In the Champions League, you win your home games, you qualify. And that game was the key game, which they didn't win, and probably should have won.
They should have won both games against PSV.
So the group wasn't as easy as the Neo's making out.
Definitely not. Wolfsburg are a very good side. PSV and CSKA Moscow aren't pushovers. It's not like we've got Malmo or Basel or someone like that.
Well, I said that when the draw was made. It's like you looked at other groups, and PSV were probably the weakest of the seeded teams. Mm-hmm. But if you compare it to most groups, that you get two very good teams and then two pretty poor teams. In United's group, they had just four, fairly average teams.
Having said that, though, I just want to make a counter argument. Wolfsburg aren't having they attack well, but they aren't. I think they're about 5th, 6th in the German league this season. They're not as good as other German sides. I don't think PSV are top. I think Ajax are top in the Dutch league, which isn't the strongest league anyway. Zenit dominate the Russian league. So just to put the counter argument out there are better teams out there.
Well, none of those four teams are going to go on and win the Champions League, are they?
I think a very naive Man United fan would think their side can win the Champions League.
Yeah, we were only ever going to really get as far as the next round anyway. We probably wouldn't beat any of the other sides that finish first or second.
I think unless we got a Barcelona, a Real Madrid, or a Bayern, I think most United fans would be expecting us to win the tie. Though I'm not saying we would. I'm saying it'd be expected that we win. PSG as well are add to that bracket possibly, but
yeah, I think that our days as being a European giant are not there at the moment.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm asking: most United fans would expect their side to win against? In general, whether we are a major power or not is a different question. I would agree with you that we're in a bracket below the top 4 or 5 sides in Europe.
So now we're in Europa League, which we've just agreed is the more superior competition anyway. So will Louis van Gaal take it seriously, or should he concentrate on the league now?
Need to win the league title in order to, top 2, I would say, to keep his job. I think he's got to focus on the league. Winning the Europa League would be nice, but I don't think it should be a priority at all.
Well, if you win the Europa League, you enter the Champions League.
Yeah, but if United were to win the Europa League and not finish in the top 4, that would be a shameful season. I would say. I'd say it's a step backwards.
Well, they've still got Champions League, though, haven't they?
Yeah, but I mean, if United were to say, for argument's sake, finish 5th, 6th, and win the Europa League, I'd call that a step backwards from last season when we finished in the top 4. I think the league is your bread and butter.
Yeah, I kind of get your point. I do kind of get your point.
Here's a question for the three of you. As we saw with Liverpool a couple of months ago, they pretty hastily got rid of Brendan Rodgers when it was made known to them that Klopp was available. It's well sort of documented that Pep's looking for a new job come the summer and is probably going to be leaving Bayern. Should United go all out to get Pep?
No.
I think we should wait until the end of the season, review the season, and go from there. I don't think we should be rushing into anything like that.
Didn't you release a statement today saying that they're not interested in Pep?
Who, United?
I think so.
Well, they're going to have to say. They're probably saying something now, but they can't really. They can't really say yes. We're looking for a manager.
I think it's fair to say United officially aren't looking for anyone at the moment. I think it would be unwise to cause destabilisation at the club, and they should, at the moment, back Van Gaal. At the end of the season, maybe review it, but he's got a 3-year contract, and it always seemed the case that is how long he's intending to stay and how long the club intends him to stay. It also seems very clear that Ryan Giggs is being backed as possibly the next United manager. He's backed by Van Gaal, and he seems appreciated in the club.
Depends how well
if a manager though, if the quality of Pep becomes available, do you not change your plans?
There's other top managers out there. Pep is obviously a top class manager. He's top 5 in the world, top 10 easily. But no, personally,
he's always had it handed to him. I think Pep Guardiola is overrated. When has he ever gone to a club and done a Klopp and actually build it up or anything like that? Or he's always gone to a club that's at a higher time, got the best possible players, and doesn't really do much. Obviously, he does too much in terms of winning, but he doesn't do much in terms of build them up from scratch, if that makes sense. Because United probably will need a bit of building up.
Should we move away from United and move over to Man City, who actually won their group?
Quite convincingly.
Yeah, they might get.
Well, I love how all the Man City fans at half time having a meltdown going, bring back Man City. We haven't got a defence anymore. And then they go and win the group, and then they've all gone a bit quiet. So, but yeah, no, fair play to see. They're doing well.
They beat Juventus and Sevilla. I think they did very well to finish top of their group. I think it's a really important step for them if they're going to proceed in the Champions League and get quarter-final, semi-final placing.
Well, they can get a winnable quarter-finals. They get a winnable game. Because I think I was looking already at the teams that have come second. It's only really PSG.
They're bound to get PSG, aren't they?
I think.
It's all corrupt.
Chelsea have got one up, so they could top the group as well.
I guess though, City would want. It depends because Porto being in Chelsea's group, it depends if City fancy Porto or not, or Kiev.
Well, Porto currently are going out.
Yeah, well, that's why I said or Kiev. I'm presuming Porto will finish second, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
Or Ghent.
Something I want to mention.
I would say that City on their day, with a fit starting 11, could be a match for anyone, really. You've seen over the last couple of years, they've gone and beaten like the likes of Bayern and stuff in games.
I think when you look at their attack, it is quite dangerous. Like, you've got Aguero, Silva, obviously top quality players, have been at City for a while. You've got Yaya Toure, but then they've added De Bruyne, who was like the best player in Germany last season. He's made a terrific start. He's such an intelligent player. Sterling also has done very well. Now, I said on this podcast that he wouldn't, and he's been fantastic for them. He was fantastic last night. He scored a couple of goals, and he's played really well for City. And I can see.
And again, on the meltdown thing, weren't the City fans at half time saying Liverpool could have him back?
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Hello, this is Bianca Westwood from Gillette Soccer Saturday on Sky Sports, and you are listening to the V2 Football Podcast.